Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Dallas Stars franchise mode here in NHL 20. So in last episode, we simmed the last half of the season as well as made a trade with the Philadelphia Flyers acquiring Mark Recchi, but unfortunately this team just continued to struggle down the stretch. Like, we had a really good winning streak near the end, and then after that we literally dropped like 5 straight games or something like that, and we ended up missing the playoffs probably due to this streak right here. So unfortunately, we did not make it, but I'm hoping that this team gets some good growth from our prospects down in the minors during the off season, and then hopefully we could bring in some good prospects to kind of get this team back through this like kind of retooling phase, because we've been struggling the last few seasons where we've made the playoffs like some years and then been outed in the first round, and then also we've had a couple seasons now where we've been missing the playoffs by literally a couple points only, which is a bit of a shock. So anyways, in this episode, we're going to get the draft done, and we will also get the resign stage done. I would like to maybe get free agency done, but I don't know if the episode will be too long that way. So yeah, let's sim to the draft. We'll have to see the awards still for the season because we did not do that in last episode. So I'm curious on our AHL team if we got any guys with awards down there or not. I don't think our NHL team should have any awards unless it's a bit of a shock, or a surprise, I should say. Connor Clancy is back, but we're not going to even be playing anyway, so it doesn't really matter because he got injured like right near the end of the season, and that could have been one of the reasons why we missed out on the playoffs. Doesn't really matter about the AHL either because I'm pretty sure the AHL is not in the playoffs. But yeah, our prospect that we signed a couple episodes ago in free agency, like an undrafted guy, he's going to probably be in the NHL next season, so I'm very excited for next season to see how he produces at the NHL level because he played pretty well in the AHL. And the Detroit Red Wings are the Stanley Cup champions, and I think I made my predictions in last episode, I can't remember, but I think I predicted it was either Detroit or Philadelphia that would win, and Detroit ends up winning. Hartford wins the AHL, okay. So let's take a look at those individual awards. I don't remember if Detroit won early on in this franchise mode or not, because that might be like their second or third Stanley Cup already of this, if they did win earlier on. Like, I don't remember what the first few seasons are like in terms of the simulation in this franchise mode. So let's go to awards. So Detroit wins the Stanley Cup, and they also won the President's Trophy, so you don't see that very often. Detroit and Buffalo were in the Stanley Cup Finals, so I think Sergey Fedorov is still in Buffalo, so I think he just got beat by his former team, so that's kind of interesting. In terms of individual awards, Eric Lindros, after his fantastic season, wins the Art Ross and the Hart. Lidstrom will win the James Norris. Victor Kozlov wins another Lady Byng, which is his third in 5 years, or third in 4 years even. Legacy wins the Calder Memorial. That's some New Jersey prospect. It's not Manny Legacy. Lapierre wins the Conn Smythe, whoever that is, for the Detroit Red Wings. Actually, that's Lapierre, not Lapierre. And then Nabokov wins the Vezina. That still pisses me off because we traded away Nabokov a couple episodes ago, and he was not playing good enough with us. And then we trade him away, and his first season with the Islanders, he literally wins the Vezina. I don't know if it's our defense that's the main problem then or what, but like, he manages to win a really good season. So yeah, congrats to him, but I'm kind of pissed off that I let him go then. I don't know if it was our defensive core that was literally letting those goals, or he was just not wanting to play here anymore or what, but something happened. And what else did he get? He gets also the Jennings. Okay. Schroeder will take the Masterton for Tampa Bay. Bancroft, the coach for the Sharks, wins the Jack Adams. Kozlov wins the Selke. That's his third in 4 years as well, so he's been pretty good defensively. Lindros wins the Lindsay. That's kind of a tongue twister. And he also wins the Richard. In terms of the AHL, anybody for us win any awards? Does not look like it, unfortunately. Damn. I was really hoping, Pavelski would have won an award. But anyways, now we're going to get into the retirements. Hopefully there's not too much retirements so we could get right to the draft, because I would like to see who we could pick up. And then also I would like to also get to the resign stage and all that. So we didn't move up at all in the draft lottery. We stayed right where we are at number 15, which kind of sucks, but we didn't have very good odds going into it anyways, so it's not expected to move up at all. And New Jersey has first overall, followed by Toronto and Vancouver, which were both trade acquisition picks. Seems like a lot of teams are trading their picks that are missing the playoffs, which is kind of weird. Okay, so we should be almost near the retirements. I don't know if we're gonna lose Mike Medano or not. I mean, I kind of want to lose him because he has been dropping in production, and we need new centers anyways. But we'll see if he does. So the retirements for this season, the best one is Sergey Fedorov. Wow, okay. So Sergey Fedorov in his final season loses in the Stanley Cup final to the Detroit Red Wings. That's kind of cool. But as you can see, he had pretty good sim rating for Buffalo. He was an early free agent signing in this franchise mode. Shannon also retires. Lyndon Neuendijk retires in LA. John LeClaire in Montreal. Pat LaFontaine. Zdeno Siger, Eric Desjardins, Darren Turcotte. A lot of Montreal Canadiens players actually so far. Jimmy Carson as well. Andrei Kovalenko. Trent Klatt, our former player, retires in LA. He was in the AHL the final season though, where he was point per game almost. Rob Pearson retires. I think we had him for a bit, unless I'm thinking of the other Pearson. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of Scott Pearson. Yeah, I'm thinking of Scott Pearson. Tom Fitzgerald retires. Wes Walls retires. Dale Craigwell. Stefan Lebeau. Gary Volk, not Greg Volk. Zarly Zalapsky, another former player of ours, retires with Russia, where he was in the AHL the final year. He played with us all the way back here in 2026-27. Troy Millette, Keith Carney, Cam Stewart, who also was with us briefly, I believe, as like a depth forward. Yeah, right all the way here. He actually played some seasons fully with us. Karpotsev, Kernbach. There's Scott Pearson. He played with us briefly, I think. Yeah, he played with us in the earlier years for a couple seasons. He actually might have been a part of our Stanley Cup winning team, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check that out. Yeah, he was a part of our Cup winning team back in 2022, I'm pretty sure. Ty Domi also retires. Tom Pedersen, Dave Karpa, Luke Richardson, Sandy McCarthy, Gino Odjic, and that might be it. So not maybe as big of a retirement class as last season, because last season there was a lot more. Yep, that is probably it. Yep, it is. Okay, in terms of goalies, Ed Belfour retires with St. Louis, so we can never bring Ed Belfour into Dallas, but he retires as a St. Louis Blue. Curtis Joseph also retires, so two big goalies there. Guy Hebert, another good goalie. Dominic Hasek, too. Damn, a lot of good goalies. Ron Tugnut, Arthur Urbe, Tim Chevelday, Mark Fitzpatrick, Jimmy Waite, Andrei Trefilov, Tommy Soderstrom, and I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So we did not lose Medano this year, and we didn't lose anybody to retirement. So I'm kind of surprised about that. We do lose a coach, however, Dave Straight. I don't know if that's our assistant coach or if it's an associate coach. I don't think it's our head coach. Hopefully not, because we have a pretty good scheme fit. And then Texas did not lose anybody. Okay, that's good. Any players become coaches? No, it doesn't look like it, which sucks. Let's go to the draft interviews, just so we could find out a few things about a few players. Okay, let's see. Who do we want to interview? So we have 15th overall. There was a guy I was looking at. Like, this guy looks like he might be the 9th best player in the draft, and he is 2 years away. I just don't know what his potential is. So I think I'm going to interview this guy, find out a little bit more about his play style and all that, because that guy might be a pretty good steal for our spot. Let's go play style. So he's a strong forward who likes to wear other teams' defensemen. So he's probably a power forward, I would assume. What's his best skill and his worst skill, out of curiosity? His best skill is his shot, so yeah, he's probably a power forward. And his worst skill is his defense. Okay, so that is our first interview. That might be the guy we go with. What position did he play again? Oh, he plays defense. Oh, I know. Wait, his weakness is defense. No, he's a left winger. Yeah, that's what we need, actually. I was looking at a prospect pool, and we don't have a whole lot of left wingers, so this guy might be the perfect fit for us with our pick. Hopefully he slides to us. He should be able to. He might be one of the best players in the draft still, even though he's supposed to go like 16th. So yeah, he might be the guy we go with, or we could go with Earl Whitman, who might be a top 6 forward. Yeah, he probably is a top 6 forward. But I mean, I could still interview him anyways. Or is there anybody else in the later rounds that I want to interview? Because I think I want to just take that guy no matter what. Is there anybody in a late round that is intriguing? We don't have a second round pick this year because I think we traded away in the Mark Recchi deal. This goaltender, I don't really know if we want to take another goalie. We should probably eventually. Just because DePenta is already like 23. Or Martinez, that's another goalie. I don't think I'm going to interview anybody else. Let's just do that one interview. I'll probably just guess on some other picks in the draft. So, yeah, let's get to the draft because we don't have a whole lot of time left in this episode. Probably this and then Resign stage. And then I don't think I'll get free agency in this episode done, but I will get that done at the beginning of next episode. So yeah, let's get to our drafting. So let's see, New Jersey, Toronto, Vancouver, Tampa, and the Rangers. Okay, let's see who goes in the top 5, and then we'll advance to our picks. So New Jersey at number 1 is going to take Pihlstrom, who's a two-way forward. Interesting, not the highest overall for first overall pick. Toronto's going to take an 81 sniper at number 2. The Canucks are going to take Fata, who's a two-way forward as well, 78 overall. Tampa Bay is going to take Hebert, who's an 81, so kind of a whiff by the Canucks, and also kind of with Pihlstrom at number 1, but maybe those guys end up being really good penalty killers for those teams. And then the Rangers at number 5 are going to take Sontang, who's a defenseman. Okay. Okay, so let's advance to our pick at number 15, and I think our guy is still available, unless he went earlier. There is some pretty high overall top 4s going, and Tuzolino was elite as well, so, interesting. So let's take that guy that I was interested in, which was Dorsett, a power forward, and he is 2 years away, so he's probably elite, I would assume, or he's like a high top 6. And he's only 17, so he has a lot of room for growth. So welcome to the Dallas Stars, Jalen Dorsett. And he's a 68 power forward, medium top 6. So he's not elite, but he's got some really good overall base to start off with. Like, he can almost play in the AHL right away, but I think I'll give him a year in the US to play just because he's 17. Might as well give him a bit extra time since we have all the time in the world technically. And Whitman was also a top 6 forward as well, but a lower overall. Let's sim to our next pick at number 77. I just want to curiously check. There was a goalie that was supposed to go in the first round, like a 25th overall. I want to see if he was elite or not, because I was debating going after him before. Yeah, he was an elite goalie. Kuznetsov goes to Germany. Okay, and there's a low elite that already went a bit afterwards as well. Damn it, and he was a left winger as well. I would think I was looking at Corbin as well, but I didn't really know for sure if he would be good or not. But I think our top 6 forward guy could be good as long as we develop him the right way. So with our third round pick, since we didn't have a second, I might go with Joachim Louis. 4 years away, that's kind of an odd number. How old is Louis? He is 18, so he'd be like 22. There doesn't seem to be that good of players around this point in the draft. I might auto-sim soon. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Louis with this pick, and if he's not that good of a pick, I'll probably auto-sim, because the rest of the draft does not look super strong. Unless we decide to go with Blake Neal. You know what, we don't need a lot of defensive prospects. I'll just take Blake Neal and then auto-sim the rest. Yeah, top 9, so yeah, this draft is kind of getting weak. So let's sim the rest of the draft, and then get to the re-sign stage, just so we can kind of spend a bit more time maybe looking at the free agents. That way you guys maybe have better suggestions, but I'll probably pre-record next episode anyways. And there was a trade actually at the draft. Interesting. So Matthew Schneider and Peter Sikora head to Russia for a second round pick. Let's get to that re-sign phase now. We have some big contracts to do this year, I think. Let's get our AHL associate coach back. And it was our assistant coach that we lost. So we need an assistant and associate coach. So we'll have to find those in next episode as well. I'll just have to try and remember. Well, I'll probably remember. And we got all these scouts to re-sign. I wish the scouting stuff was kind of separate from re-sign phase, because the fact that it, like when you sign all these guys, all of them all appear that you sign them right before your free agents, and I would rather see the free agents at the free agent time. Like, it'd be better if there was like a different phase just for this, like not one day before. At least that's my suggestion. Okay, so that should be almost all those scouts. Yep, that is all the scouts. Okay, so let's get to this re-sign phase. I don't know if I'll do a jump cut. Well, no, probably not. I'll show you guys all the signings, might as well. So, unsigned guys, I might sign Magnuson already. Was he a first round pick? I don't remember. No, he was a third rounder, but he is pretty good. 70 overall for 20 is not 20-year-old is not too bad for a top 6 defenseman. This guy's also not too bad already as well. But I'll wait on him. Yeah, I'll sign Magnuson already for the AHL. Since we are going to be bringing up Pavelski this year, and then Magnuson could take that spot from him. The rest of these guys, though, I don't think I'm going to sign. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to sign any of the rest of these guys. Riley's not ready yet. Goalie-wise, yeah, there's nobody else that's ready. RFA-wise, though, we are going to be signing Clancy to a long-term deal. He's a perfect fit for the top line with our current coach, and he has been pretty solid, so I'm going to give him 5 years at 5.85, even though I could probably go less. And then Patrick's going to be in the lineup next season, which means we are going to have to make some defensive changes for sure. This is one of our offensive defensemen. He's been in the minors for the last few seasons, and he's got elite potential, so I'm pretty excited for this guy as well. He actually is listed as a top 4 already, which is pretty crazy. I'm not going to give him a 1-year deal. I'm going to give him a 3-year deal right out of the gate because I'm expecting him to be pretty good. And besides that, this type of price might as well take advantage of it. $17.50. Until might be in the NHL this season. Yeah, I think I'll give Until a contract. Well, if he doesn't sign this, I might give him a 1-way contract, and then might be letting go of somebody like Wells on the 4th line. Haynes, we're going to assign you. You're probably going to be depth, though, is the only problem, and then I might let go of Taves. Unless I want to have 2 depth defenders. And then the rest of these guys are just going to be signed for the AHL. I'll probably end up having to qualify them because they'll probably not accept for some reason. So I'll give these guys all 2-way deals. Hopefully the AHL team simulates better. I don't know why they haven't been, because they have some pretty good overalls. Well, we've had a lot of busts in this franchise mode, which is kind of a problem. And then UFA-wise, who are we going to let go of? So let's go to the bottom. So we're going to let go of Zanin. He's nothing, really. Ernie's looking like nothing, even though he's a low 7th D. Odie Marchessault does not look like anything really either. Schultz, we're going to sign you since you're a top 9. Might as well give you a shot. Cullimore, you're going to get signed as well since you're a low elite potential guy. And we're also going to sign Parks even though he is 22. And Fitzgerald, wow. A lot of RFAs going into the AHL this year. Or young guys going into the AHL this year. We're going to let go of Helmerson just to make some room up in the roster for the AHL. Same with Ekman Larson. And then the rest of these guys, I'll see if I could sign. Just because I want to make sure we have enough roster spots. And Perot, who we signed as a depth guy, is going to get released. I think I'm going to let go of Wells just to make up that roster room for Antilla, because Antilla is too good for the AHL. Like, he's been there for the last few seasons and been playing really well. And he's got some really good shooting attributes that I'd like to use on the power play. So, yeah, Wells, you're going to go. Yeah, but we might bring you back maybe as a depth forward. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Martinson, I'll bring you back as a depth guy if you want to come back, even though you probably won't because of the amount of ice time you've been given. I'll give you 2.225. Franzen, I would like you to come back maybe as a 4. Wow. You want a 2-way deal. That's weird. I'm not giving you a 2-way deal, though. Don't worry, you've been solid enough at the NHL level. I don't know if you want to come back, but still. Markov is going to go just to make up some room for now. And then Knights is going to come back for 1 year. He didn't really play that well, I don't think, on the 3rd line, but he's still a solid 3rd liner. Mike Medano I would still like to keep, but I don't know what we're going to be doing with him. He might be a 4th liner by next season. Dallas Strigg's going to go because he's going to drop off a bit. And then Mark Recchi as well, even though we just traded for him. We might bring him back in free agency, who knows. And then Wong is going to come back for sure. And same with Ozolinch. Wong, we're going to give you, though, a 4-year deal at 8.8, I think. Yeah, 8.8. Even though you had a down year, might as well give you a contract. And in Ozolinch, I'm going to only give you a 1-year deal because of the fact you're 33 already, and you're probably going to be dropping off soon. There we go. And goalie-wise, I would like to bring back Turco, but he might end up being traded if Depenta's ready. I don't know if Depenta will be, but we'll see. Let's advance today and see if we get all those guys back. If any of the RFAs reject, I'll probably just end up qualifying them, so that way they end up accepting throughout the season. Just advance through all this quickly, and then we'll take a look at who didn't sign, and pretty much everybody looks like, all the RFAs pretty much rejected. This is kind of annoying. We'll let go of Street then for the AHL, that's fine, and yeah, we'll let go of Quenville as well. He's been good down there. Marty Turco will give you a 1-year deal, again at 2.4. That should be good. And then all these RFAs, like I said, I need to get Clancy back for a long-term deal. I'll give you 5 by 6.8. Because you are definitely worth it. And then Patrick, you have not been in the NHL yet, but I'll give you a 3-year deal at $3 million. I don't care about the salary at all because there's no salary cap, so it doesn't matter. But these guys need to be a part of the team, especially if we want to start winning games. Until, like I said, I want you in the NHL. We're going to give you a 1-way deal, and we're going to give you 2 years. And we'll give you 1,900 is fine, yeah. Haynes is still rejecting, which is weird, so I might end up qualifying him. Yeah, let's just qualify the rest of these guys. Because, we might have too much defenseman next season anyways, so we'll qualify Haynes for now. He might be one of these guys that we eventually move out, though. And Ezra Stafford will qualify you as well. And that should be good. Okay. So now we just need to see if we get Turco back pretty much and those other UFAs or RFAs. Just got to wait on all these scouts first. And I think they should probably all accept. So Turco accepted, which is great. And everybody else accepted. So we just got to wait for those RFAs, which we'll probably find out in next episode if they sign, which more than likely they will. So let's get to free agency and see what there is available. Hopefully there is some stuff that we need. And, oh, wow, one of our scouts, apparently we don't have enough budget to sign them. So, bye-bye Paisley Dundas. That really sucks. I didn't know I didn't have enough budget for scouts. Okay. Well, we're going to have to find a new USA West scout then, I guess. That's also on our bucket list, I guess, to do this off-season. Okay, so let's take a look at what's available. Let's see first what we need, though, because we do need some new things for this team, I'm pretty sure. Let's go by forwards first. See what we got here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I'm thinking Antilla, Ewan, and Franzen for fourth line, and then Martinson would still be depth. And then Knights would be more of a third liner, same with Medano, and probably as well with Keith Drake. Yeah, probably Keith Drake as well. And then Holig and Sidor, and then Lundell would make up the second line, and then Clancy, Wong, and somebody else would make up the top line. So we need a top line left winger, I think, and then some depth. And then defensively, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 5 and 6. And one of these guys is the 7th D-man. I think that's fine. So we got good enough defensemen. And goalie situation is good as well. But we might have to trade away Turco to make room for Depenta. Or we just make a trade at the deadline and get rid of Turco that way. But yeah, I think our roster looks pretty good. It's just we need at least another good forward and some depth forwards. And then we should be fine. So let's see what's available, and then will be it for this episode. And there was a guy I was looking at. Nick Lidstrom's available. That might be intriguing to bring in for the team, but I don't really think we need a defenseman though. Just looking at a roster, there was a guy I was looking at off of the That was a left winger that I found there was a good guy that I needed, but I don't think he's there. I'll have to look afterwards, but yeah, let's see if there's any guys that match our system. That guy's an RFA, so I do not want him. Cummings might be good. Fits all forward lines, forward line 1 and penalty kill line 1. Oh, this DeSantis guy might be the guy I was writing down. Let me just quickly check because I wrote it down on paper. Yeah, it was DeSantis. Yeah, this is the guy I'm going to go after. 26 years of age. He had a pretty good season in Quebec. And he matches our forward line and our penalty kill line. And look at his overall stats. Like, he's got really good offensive awareness, really good defensive awareness. He might be able to help us out in a lot of ways. So he's definitely going to be, I think, our first line signing. And then we're going to definitely need some depth guys as well, just for future. Or, well, not for future, but just to help us out in case there's injuries. Any of these guys good? Forward line 3. Reeves might be perfect because he looks like he might fit a lot of our lines. So yeah, I might bring in Reeves, and I don't know who else. Yeah, there will probably be somebody else, but anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Dallas Stars franchise mode. So in next episode, I'll probably sign some free agents, and hopefully this team is better next season. But like, if we aren't, I think we're going to go through a little bit of a retooling phase where this team needs to get their young guys good and developed and build up that chemistry a bit, and then hopefully we could be a competitive team in a few seasons. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.